A very good evening. I'm William Evans with the latest from the world of news, beginning with the headlines. Leaders from various institutions who took part in the vehicle emissions testing exercise have called on all vehicle owners to embrace the initiative, while the Minister of Education, Joseph Nsengimana, is calling on to the youth to understand that they are central to Rwanda's Vision 2050. Let's now dive into the news in detail. Leaders from various institutions who took part in the vehicle emissions testing exercise have called on all vehicle owners to embrace the initiative, saying it is essential to protecting public health and preventing air pollution. We do have details to this report. At the Rwanda National Police Vehicle Inspection and Emissions Testing Center in Indera, Gasabo District, several officials continue to bring their vehicles for emission checks. The Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, RwandaTV, has noted that polluted air affects not only the environment, but also the health of children and their ability to learn, calling on all Rwandans to embrace this exercise. This exercise is important for us all, but particularly for the education sector. Our children use roads to and from school, and we know that polluted air affects us all, including our children. It's therefore important that we carry out these tests. I have just played my part and wishing everyone else does, because when our children breathe clean air, they will not fall sick, thus be able to concentrate in school. The Minister of Health, Dr. Nsengimana, who also participated, said that those working in the health sector must prioritize prevention rather than waiting for people to fall sick. It is important that we all participate in this so that we have clean air and fight against diseases, especially respiratory related. As a sector, we want to be a very good example to the race, and we all are ready to test our vehicles. I want to encourage every Rwandan with a vehicle to come and test their vehicles. If we all do, we can fight against respiratory diseases caused by inhaling polluted air, including cancers. The Police Vehicle Inspection Department reports that in the past 3 months, 15,635 vehicles have undergone inspection across the country. Now to more news. The Secretary of State for Cabo Delgado province of Mozambique, Fernando Bame de Sousa, conducted an official visit to the Rwanda security forces deployed in Mochamba da Praia. Mr. Sergio Domingo Cipriano, Lieutenant Colonel Elsa Domingos Zamia, Chief of Mobilization and Recruitment in Cabo Delgado, and Mrs. Helena Bandeila, President of the Mochamba da Praia municipality, accompanied him. The purpose of the visit was to familiarize themselves with the Joint Task Force leadership and strengthen relations and cooperation with the RSF working in the area of responsibility. The RSF Joint Task Force Commander, Major General Vincent Gatama, alongside the police component, Commander CP Betin Mutezinhare, and other RSF staff officers warmly received the delegation. The visitors were briefed on the current security situation and ongoing operations within the RSF area of responsibility. Now to more news. The Minister of Education, Joseph Nsengimana, is calling on to the youth to understand that they are central to Rwanda's Vision 2050. He delivered this message as he closed the second cohort of Itorero Imbuto Zitoshye, which had been taking place for a week at the National Ubutore Development Center at Inhumba in Bugesera district. The second cohort was attended by 131 academically gifted students from vulnerable families whose studies are sponsored by the Imbuto Foundation. They say that during the week, they spent at the center, they learned what the country expects from them and the meaning of contributing to national development. The Director General of the Imbuto Foundation, LD Shami, expressed her appreciation for how much the students learned in just a few days, especially about patriotism, serving their country. She urged them to be aligned. She urged them to be allied to their peers because they are returning home transformed. The Minister of Education, Joseph Nsengimana, who was the guest of honor, reminded the participants that they must work with purpose, recognizing that they play a key role in Rwanda's path towards the Vision 2050, and that significant effort is invested in their education because the future belongs to them. The Imbuto Foundation's Tosye or Stroke Edified Generation program was launched back in 2002 by the chairperson of the Imbuto Foundation, Her Excellency Jeanette Kagame, and has so far supported the education of more than 11,000 students. Our traders and manufacturers who import goods through the port of Dar es Salaam said that the post-election unrest in Tanzania has caused them losses after disrupting the movement of their cargo. Some opted to reroute their shipments through the port of Mombasa in Kenya, and we do have details on this report. This is a factory that manufactures and processes various packaging materials. Their primary raw materials are imported from India through the port of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. The production manager at the factory explains that they were affected by the disruptions caused by the post-elections unrest in Tanzania. Some of our packages had already arrived at Dar es Salaam when the unrest started. It's now that some of them are reaching Kigali. This hugely affected our production, but also our clients, because there are some products we were supposed to have delivered to them earlier. He shares the same concerns as Ndaisenga Emmanuel from a company that produces paint and related products. Ndaisenga says operation at the port of Dar es Salaam came to a standstill, cutting their production nearly by 50%. When we do not get raw materials, we cannot be able to produce like we are required to. This has affected both the manufacturers and the businessmen who sell our products. On the other hand, there is good news for cargo that was stuck en route to or from the port of Dar es Salaam. Importers and exporters now say the route has reopened, as confirmed by Kaitesi Jais, Executive Administration Assistant at Aska Logistics, a Rwandan logistics company. Everything has returned to normal now. Cargo is coming in freely and the roads are safe again. East African trade authorities say they are closely monitoring the situation and working to find solutions to the transport and trade disruptions caused by the Tanzanian post-election unrest. So far, these changes in the regional trade have not affected retail consumers, and the National Bank of Rwanda says it has assessed the situation and does not expect any inflationary pressures on prices of imported goods in the domestic market. The port of Dar es Salaam plays a major role in international trade, handling most of the imports and exports of Rwanda and other land-linked countries in the region that rely on the Central Corridor. Now, the Rwanda Biomedical Center is urging young people to take part in blood donations because it is a good practice, and in most cases, their blood meets the highest standards of quality. This was during a youth blood donation awareness campaign held in Kigali City. The activity took place at Kagarama Secondary School in Kicukiro District and was attended by different groups of residents from the area who said it is an activity they are happy to participate in. The deputy head teacher in charge of academics at the school, Innocent Bijienda, noted that such an activity helps students develop a spirit of helping others at an early age.
We know that it is very important because we know that we have people who need that blood. And as we are teaching, we have also to teach them that they have to serve. As also this Rotaract, the main objective is just to serve above all. And we know that also our students are supposed to be learning that, instilling in them those values that you have to help others, we have to serve others, so that also we can be living in this community, helping each other. And we are working hand in hand with the Rotaract, and Rotaract is helping our students in that club. That is why always they are coming here actually to help our students, just to have those values which can be helping them to help in the future. But again, this interact as a students, some they are graduating. We are having also a good number which is just getting outside.
The former president of Rotary Club Kigali Virunga, Paul Mastajab, stressed that they have always had a culture of instilling good values in young people, including helping others.
You can see is blood donation voluntarily. And part of the mission of Rotary is to train young people to be good citizens and to be good leaders in life. So where we are now, we are at Kagarama Secondary School. And the young students here secondary school are between age 12 and 18. So at Rotary International level, we call them interactors. Then you've seen some who are older than that. They are known as Rotaractors. Rotaractors are those who are already at university. Then you have seen others within my age structure. Those are called Rotarians. Those are above 40. So interactors between 12 and 18, Rotaractors between 18 and 35, and then Rotarians between 35 and above.
Now, those who donated blood include security personnel, foreigners living in Rwanda, and as well as students.
I've been donating blood for 30 years. Well, as a universal donor, I kind of have an obligation. We never have enough blood, and it's very easy and it's safe, and so it's something I enjoy doing. Well, it's for those who can do it safely, which is a very high majority of the population. Absolutely, it's an easy thing to do. It saves lives, and it's made easier by the efforts of RBC, who has a blood donation center that anyone can go to anytime. And so, especially when the young people at the interactors here at Kagarama do all of this work, it's so easy to do.
To do this blood donation drive. It's a very important initiative. As you can see on the banner, there is no substitute for blood. So if someone is experiencing an emergency and they need it, it is the only substance that can be used. We also know that every 3 seconds someone needs a blood transfusion, and that's why it's so important for people to donate as often as they can, and if they're in good health and meet the other eligibility requirements. We also know that the blood that is donated can save up to 3 lives. So it is really, really important for people to donate, and we want to encourage everyone to support this initiative.
Now, appreciation was given to different partners involved in this humanitarian activity. Tomorrow news, in the Sultanate of Oman, the 55th celebration of the National Day of Oman was held a day considered to mark the country's liberation from Portuguese colonial rule. The first day of these celebrations featured a military and police parade, while the second day was marked by a maritime parade of more than 100 naval vessels of the Sultanate's army forces. At Al Fayt Square in the city of Muscat, the capital of Oman, is where the first day of the celebrations marking the National Day of Oman was launched on Thursday. The celebrations were marked by a parade of the Sultanate of Oman's armed forces, the Air Forces, the Navy and the Cavalry, and the Royal Guard of Oman, the Special Forces of the Sultanate, and the Royal Oman Police, as well as air shows by aircraft of Oman's military. All these activities were officiated by the Supreme Leader of the Sultanate, His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. During this parade, the Sultanate's army took a moment to recite words affirming their belief in God, their respect for their supreme commander, and their readiness to sacrifice for their country. The second day of the celebration was marked by a parade of more than 100 naval vessels belonging to the Sultanate's maritime forces. It also included vessels of the Royal Fleet of Oman, vessels of the Royal Oman Police, and the vessels from countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Omanis from the young to the elderly, their families, and the visitors in the Sultanate all gathered on the shores of the Gulf of Oman in the Qaram area to watch the parade. Those who spoke to RBA, mostly youth, said they were happy to be citizens of the country and proud of the development it has achieved.
Today is the National Day of Oman. We love Oman, أحبش Oman. Today we are so happy to be here because it's the first time in a while to see this, and everyone is feeling happy and proud of Oman and how Oman is doing very well lately, and we are very proud of the leaders of Oman and how they are building Oman in the better way possible.
How did you see the naval parade?
It was amazing, and we were waiting for the Sultan Haytham to arrive. When he arrived, we were all happy, and we heard how the shape were moving and coming toward him, and it was really amazing.
And I'm so happy to have this kind of new experience today. So I'm so happy about this. Seeing Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, the king of the Sultanate of Oman, having a course to the sea with his yacht, it's making me feel that it's make me feel so proud of myself and the Sultan, of course, and being Omani. And it's make me feel connected with my country and with my nationality. I wish this country keep going, keep beating the world records for everything. I wish everything better for my country, of course, and that's all.
Now, this year's Oman National Day comes at a time when the Sultanate's relations with other nations have continued to grow, and among the countries with strong ties with the Sultanate is Rwanda. The two countries cooperate in various sectors, including trade and investment, and there are ongoing projects such as port development, railway infrastructure, and others that Oman's Ministry of Transport says it wishes to pursue jointly with Rwanda. With that report, we come to the end of tonight's news, but of course we continue with Tigadi Dutarame. From me and the entire team, have a good night and goodbye.